Hi, I'm Jared Falk, and welcome to the intermediate lesson on how to build single bass drum speed. Now, like I said in the beginner lesson, these exercises can be applied with both feet, okay? So if you're a double bass drum player, you still need to practice the techniques, the control, the speed with your right and your left foot. If you're a single bass drum player, these exercises will be perfect for you, okay? So in these examples, we're gonna be focusing more on developing a quick double, and then the second exercise, you'll notice we're going to be developing a quick triple. And so there's a couple different techniques you can use to do this. The first to do a quick double is using the heel-toe technique. Now, we have a video on drumlessons.com that teaches that, okay? So if you want to go ahead and learn how to develop a quick double, you can do that. If you just want to wing it, that's fine too. That's how I did it when I first started. I just tried to play a quick double, and then the technique kind of evolved itself. The other technique you can use is the slide technique, okay? Dave Atkinson has a video on drumlessons.com that teaches the slide technique, okay? So let's just jump into the first exercise. And, you know, this is a groove. I wouldn't necessarily recommend playing it for a whole song or something like that. So if you are working on this exercise, don't go to your band and then start playing it the whole song. But it's something you could use as a little fill or something like that. But it is just an exercise, and so I just encourage you to just use it when you're practicing by yourself, but don't necessarily play it for 5 minutes straight with a band, because that probably won't go over well. That said, let's jump into the exercise. It's just going to be 2 16th notes on the or on the and of each beat. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, and we're just going to start this really slow. I'm going to show you how it sounds. So I wanted to show you guys how it sounded played, you know, at 180 beats per minute, just so you could, you know, kind of see the end goal, or what you could easily get to. Okay, I know you guys could easily do that. It's all about starting at the slow tempo and then working your way up. Now you'll also notice there, when I was playing the exercise at 80 beats per minute, I wasn't really using any specific technique other than simply just heel up and playing the 2 strokes, okay? A lot of the techniques like the slide and heel toe, they kind of have a speed threshold where you won't necessarily use them at tempos like 80 beats per minute or 100 beats per minute, especially when playing 16th notes. But you know, with heel toe, you kind of jump into it at around 110, and that's where it starts to be very, very comfortable, and the timing of it works out perfectly for me. But before that, I'll usually just play 2 quick toe strokes. The next one is one I actually get a lot of questions about, and that is how to do a quick triple stroke. And there's basically 2 different ways to do it. One is just using your toe. So just play 3 quick notes. 1 E N, 2 E N, 3 E N, 4 E N. Okay? And this exercise has been developed to work on that. Okay? So like I said in the other one, this isn't necessarily something you'll play through a whole song, but you're going to need to be able to do 3 bass drum strokes in a row. So I thought, why don't we work on it here? Okay, so that's the first one, is just a quick toe stroke. The second way you can do it is using kind of a heel-toe hybrid thing, I call it, which is basically, you know, you'll hit 1 stroke when you drop your foot, and then you'll hit 2 more on the way up. Okay, so let me just show you guys this, exactly how it looks, and we'll just show you the foot cam so you can see exactly how it looks. Okay, so you guys got to kind of figure out what works good for you. You know, no one really, when I was starting out, I know we didn't have this kind of technology where I had a teacher that was teaching me stuff online. So I had no one to show it to me, really, other than my private teacher, who there's no way to know if he actually knows that or not, and I didn't even know necessarily to ask for it. So it's all about, figuring out what works best for you and kind of evolving that technique. There's so many different drummers, and every single drummer has little variations that are different in the techniques that they use. So I just highly recommend just to watch other drummers, what are they doing to do a quick triple stroke, and then figure out what works best for you. And then definitely practice it using these exercises, because you'll need to develop some speed, some control to do a quick triple with the single pedal. Okay, so let's do the exercise. The first one I'm going to do at 70 beats per minute. So the quick triple is something I'm definitely working on, and I'm actually going between doing the heel-toe variation and then just a toe variation. I'm just trying to figure out, what's the most consistent. Sometimes I find when I do the heel-toe variation of it, I get a strong first stroke, a weak middle, and then a strong end stroke. So, like I said before, it's all about figuring out what works best for you, and practice, 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 practice. That said, let's jump into the next one. This one we're actually just going to start moving it around the drums, and I absolutely love playing this exercise, and it's a great one to, number one, practice your single bass drum pedal speed, and number two, practice working around the drums. And the way I have it written is just 2 on the snare, 2 on the high tom, 2 on the mid tom, 2 on the low tom, with the double in between each one of those. But eventually, you can get it to the point where you're just playing around with whatever, okay? So with that said, let's jump into this one at 100 beats per minute. All right, guys, so remember, it's not a race, okay? It's not about beating the next person or the next drummer to see who's faster. It's not about that. It's just about developing the control to develop the speed that you need to play the style of music that you're actually wanting to play, okay? And so just work on what you need to do for the band or the music you're playing with. I highly recommend you do that. And I'll see you guys in the advanced video where we're going to talk about some different concepts to develop single bass drum speed. I'll see you there.